On the night of February 7th, firefighters responded to a trailer park fire. A disaster, but one that could have been even worse for the family. As it happened, everyone inside the home was saved. Ashley Calfee and her 5-year-old daughter Avery and her 3-year-old son Mason pulled from their burning home and able to enjoy the fact that despite their loss, they still had each other. All because of these men, Shane Farmer, TJ Taylor, and Derek Brown. Troy Purdy, the 4th man involved in the rescue, was unavailable for an interview.
5-2, neighbors are saying we got babies inside also. Are you back here? Can you hear us?
On a cold night, the call came in. Police were on the scene of the fire first, using their compressed air foam to try and extinguish the fire. Fire, however, was too strong. When the firefighters showed up, the team immediately sprung into action.
Well en route, Cedar Falls police officers arrived and did update us with some information that they were in fact hearing some voices from inside the trailer. So we were fairly certain we were going to be performing a rescue upon arrival. The battalion chief made a decision to ask Waterloo Fire to send an engine our way as well for some backup in case needed.
Split-second decisions helped to save time when every second counts, and effort when it could be spent inside the trailer looking for the family.
En route, we kind of met each other on Hudson Road at 27th Street as we were coming up to that intersection. We seen them coming as well, so we kind of knew they were going to be arriving just after us. So that's why we were able to make that decision and know that we could go in without our hose line, which isn't typically what we would do, but it was a matter of saving precious minutes. Shane and I entered initially through the front door, and as we did so, we knew we were going to be going to our left towards the back side of the trailer where they'd indicated they could hear some voices. And just after entering the doorway, I heard a voice of a female from the front of the trailer. So we split up at that point. Shane continued to the back, and I took a right and went towards the front, and was able to find the mother up there, and I was the one who performed that rescue.
She was pretty disoriented. When we did our investigation later, we found that there was hand marks that went down the hallway going to that front room, and we surmised, she never really knew exactly what happened, but we surmised that she went up into that bedroom, dragging her hand along the wall, and she didn't know where she was because the smoke was very thick, and she just got trapped in that front room.
Shane Farmer gives his account.
And once I get on the other side of the fire, hopefully I'll be able to see a little bit better, but if not, I'm still going to be oriented and know where I'm at. Once I got on the other side of the fire, I was not able to see anything. So if you put a blindfold on yourself, close your eyes, go into a closet and turn off all the lights, that's basically what we see for the most part when we're in fires where the smoke is banked all the way down to the floor. All that time I was calling out, fire department, and I was hearing the little girl holler back at me. And that continued back and forth as I made my way farther back in the trailer. Eventually she stopped hollering back at me, got into that back bedroom, knowing that I was probably running out of time, still continuing to do my search. At that point, TJ and I each saw a door. I opened one, it was a closet. TJ opened the other, it was the bathroom.
When I opened it up, I could hear a little girl, "I can't breathe." I saw a couple hands come up through the smoke, grabbed her, and as quickly as I could, I just followed my hose line back out. I passed the little girl off to Battalion Chief Schmidt, and then at that point, no one else had been exited from the structure, so I immediately turned around and went back in to continue the search.
When we closed the bathroom door, then we saw a crib, and Troy was able to scoop the little boy who was sleeping face down in the crib, scooped him right up, and then Troy and I proceeded to carry the little boy out of the trailer.
I met firefighters Farmer and Purdy in the living room, I believe, in that neighborhood, coming out with a small boy.
Sounds like a whole lot of stuff that happened, but apparently it all happened in less than 90 seconds. So that's why we were so successful that night, is because of the little amount of time that it took us to get them out of that environment.
The events of that night all meshed together to help this story end the way it did. Each thing that happened played a role.
Everyone from the officers on duty that gave us the initial, hey, they're back here, I think we hear voices. The medics that took the patients after we got them out. The neighbors, that helped with telling us where the bedrooms were and stuff. All that, you take one person out of that and we don't get the same result. I truly believe that.
In the end, the trailer was destroyed. After the fire ended, it actually reignited the following morning. But the family was safe. Ashley was treated in Iowa City for smoke inhalation and was reunited with her children.
If we wouldn't have done it that way, something would have happened to either the ones in the back or the mother in the front. If Derek doesn't hear her calling out, we don't get to her for 2 minutes instead of 45 seconds, she's going to have more significant smoke damage, and who knows what happens after that. So, I think our training, our confidence in our equipment and what we were doing, our confidence in each other. We've been a crew that have worked together for a number of years, so we know each other's capabilities. I think all that played a big part.
The crew that helped to save 3 lives were awarded at a city function in April. And in October, the men made their way to Des Moines to accept the Sullivan Brothers Award of Valor.
TJ Taylor.
The valor that these men displayed can be described as heroism or bravery, but all of these men remain humble.
It was a very difficult situation for them. It's a difficult experience. It's gratifying at one point, and it's terrifying on the other to know that you're trying to save someone's life, and the experiences changes those people, I'm sure.
But in our line of work, I mean, it's what we train to do, and it's not what we do it for. We do our job because it's what we love to do, and it's why we're here.
For Channel 15 City News, I'm Nathan Grieve.